Hey, I'm Neal Hollingsworth from Yukon Gear and Axle, and welcome to Yukon Adventure Trek. 6-8 months ago, we started talking about this with John Herrick and putting a whole bunch of friends together. We found the Washington Backcountry Discovery Route, and that's what you're going to see all the mileage from in the next 3 days. So, welcome to the program.
We basically met in Packwood. We met in Packwood, which was this town in the middle of nowhere, and started driving over tiny little rocks with our Jeep trucks. It really wasn't like a hardcore rock crawling trip, but it was more just about like cool back roads, kind of scenic, lots of big cliffs and mountains and stuff like that.
You know, I kind of ended up being the impromptu trail leader because had all the coordinates and everything mapped out, and Laura's my co-driver, and she's telling me, okay, we could go to this peak, we could go to this peak. So we took an off route and went up to a peak, and there was a bit of loose shale and dirt, but it had a bunch of roots. The parts get stressed, they do get beat on. You're not gonna take a stock rig and do this over and over again. You know, you can take a stock rig out there and it's gonna hold up maybe once, maybe twice, but after time, it's gonna just get destroyed. But you put good parts in there and you don't have to worry about it, which was awesome with this group because everybody was running good parts. We didn't have to worry about, oh, we might break an axle on this, or we might have to tow this guy up because he doesn't have the right equipment. On our second day, we left Ellensburg and we went up to about 7,000 feet up in the mountains and hit Beehive Reservoir, and we were able to have lunch there, and we saw some cool eagles and some ducks and lots of fish, and then we cruised down into Cashmere.
So the other reason I bought the Gladiator is because it has the most Yukon parts of probably all my rigs. So it started life as a 4-door Jeep JK Sport. So I actually bought an empty Dana 44 housing from my local Jeep dealer and did a Rubicon conversion. So I had to basically build a front axle. So inside the front axle are Yukon chromoly shafts with their heavy duty U-joints. It's got 513 gears, Yukon zip locker. On the back, same thing, because it wasn't a Rubicon, it was an open diff. Had to put a zip locker in there, 513 gears and Yukon shafts. And then at the same time, I had a transfer case I sent up to Zumbrota. That's a Rubicon 4-to-1 case, so I swapped out the case so I could have a 4-to-1 low range, and then the Yukon JK replacement drive shafts. Because basically, if you had a Jeep JK, that's exactly what you should put in it, is all those Yukon parts, and it would work perfect for some wheeling like this. Perfect setup. This trail is not about how well built your rig is. This trail is about just the cool views and the places you go. I would recommend it to anybody. I think if you've got a mildly built rig, this is the perfect trail to come up to Washington State and do. Because it was just, I mean, you run it, drop into a small little town, you know, a couple 100 miles later, you're into another little town. It was perfect, you know. So I think I would recommend this to anybody who's in this neck of the woods to run this trail. It's not gonna be hardcore wheeling, but it's gonna be a heck of a good time.
Thanks, Neal at Yukon, for putting this whole thing together, bringing everyone together. Thanks, Mickey Thompson, for giving me your tire, so to say, for the week. I didn't beat on your Gladiator too much. We'll talk about that later.
Huge thank you out to Neal, Yukon Gear and Axle. Again, proud member, Team Yukon Racer. Mickey Thompson, Wheels and Tires. I'm very happy to be a part of the first annual Yukon Adventure Trek. I really hope this happens again and again, and the invite gets extended. So happy to be here. It's a good time.